Geography is fate. In the fall of 1964, a year after my parents left a hamlet of 2,000 souls in Central Oregon for the cosmopolitan seductions of Berkeley, the free speech movement burst forth. A kid on the cusp of adolescence, I learned to run a Gestetner printing machine from David Lance Goines, the printer for the free speech movement, a former student of classical antiquity who'd been kicked out for his activism. Goines would go on to design the original poster for Alice Waters' restaurant, Chez Panisse, and in that trajectory, perhaps, the odyssey of an entire political and cultural movement is inscribed, from militants who used to debate with alarming intensity how many Trotskyites might dance on the head of a Stalinist pin, to very often the same folks who decades later argued with similar passion which street corner bakery had the best croissants. Although the media largely chose to report Berkeley's eruptions of dissent as singular, the truth was that Berkeley had a long history of protest. Even Robert S. McNamara, who graduated Cal in 1937, a principal architect of the Vietnam War, later would recall with considerable affection the heated political ferment of the university he knew as an undergraduate. But Berkeley, the city, was more conservative. Many of its residents regarded the political passions of students in their midst as dangerously provocative. Not so my parents. They sought out the friendship, dare I say, comradeship, of malcontents and bohemians who had made their way over the years to the town, whose early boosters had dubbed it the Athens of the West. Jessica Mitford, the quixotic muckraker with the aristocratic English pedigree, regularly punctured the pompous and the duplicitous with her instinct for the jugular and her unerring wit and withering irony. Fred Cody was another, a stand-up guy with an unabashed and unapologetic love for the unfiltered cigarettes that one day would kill him. He had made his way west from the impoverished hill country of West Virginia by way of Columbia University on the GI Bill. He and his wife Pat started a bookstore, which he named after himself. He banished the distinction between paperbacks and hardcovers, and like Ferlinghetti's City Lights in San Francisco, championed the independent press, the neglected, the offbeat, and the marginal writers, poets, and other misfits who gathered in the Bay Area.